Alrighty, what up? It's Shankster94, and welcome to my 20th weekly Q&A. Number 20. Been doing this 20 weeks now. What is that? Almost about 5 weeks? Around there? Yeah. Alright, so, just so you know, I got someone streaming Netflix in another room, so it's possible we may have some buffering issues here. Hopefully I can handle it, though. Anyway, so what's with the live chat and alright, I guess I'm going to the watch page. Alright, so I got Manu Castilla or Manu Castilla and Wyatt Chatrand. Wrong. It was scheduled for today. That's what the schedule says. September 13th, Wednesday, 9 p.m. What's up, Wolf Gaming? Saad Kilf and Miguel Salazar. Alright, so I'm hoping this goes nice and smooth. Hey, Max Park. Alright. Yeah, it has been a while since you last been to one of these. Yeah. So 4 people watching. 4 people. Alright. It catches you at 6 in the morning again. Yeah, I live in a completely different time zone. It's bound to happen. Yeah. So yeah, some days I'm gonna have mornings to where everyone on my side of the region is gonna be in school, and other side will be probably middle of the night or whatnot. Alright, so we finally got our first question. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the 1-hour timer now. Wyatt Chatrand, if I learned through Facebook that you had died suddenly and tragically, what would my reaction be? I would think, oh, that sucks a lot because you're one of my most responsive subscribers, and I mean, even though sometimes it's kind of you hog it, you do participate in these Q&As probably the most. And as a little bonus, you are my best donator, so yeah, it's just a tiny loss though. Yes, Wolf Gaming, I will be doing Resident Evil Deadly Silence when I get to it. There's quite a few games before that one. Hey, what up, Dylan Espinoza and Neocrap, aka Lil JoJo Superfan. Okay. Yeah, I would go through with that. But like I've been saying last few Q&As, please knock it off with the homo stuff. Alright? I don't care if family's at stake. It's still a hypothetical question, and I'm getting tired of it. Did I do research on the stuff for Survivor 2? So arcade mode was pretty straightforward. In fact, if you haven't seen my recent uploads today, I got through arcade mode completely. Next is dungeon mode, and then apparently this versus roach mode that I have to unlock in dungeon mode. And then the whole rank mode isn't actually a game mode, it's just where you see your rank. But anyway, yeah, arcade mode's already done. I don't see any reason to go back into it, not for the sake of the full play anyway. I may go back into it for a bonus video for certain things, like to see how much difference raising the partner level makes. And someone commented that they want to see what happens if the timer runs out when battling Nemesis, which I am curious a little bit too, because I've never played this game until now, so I have no idea what happens. I'll probably just look it up, but I'll probably just show it real quick. Okay. So yeah, as for dungeon mode, kind of like arcade, I'm just going to go through it, see what happens. I mean, dungeon mode is a lot more complex than arcade mode, apparently. Alright, so does YouTube take a cut from your donations? When you do it through Super Chat, yes, they do take a cut. If you donate to me the normal way, which is not through Super Chat, I'm not too sure how the normal way works, but if there's another way to donate it to me other than Super Chat, then doing it that way, I would get every cent. When doing it through Super Chat, I think they take a 40% cut or something like that. So U3 versus Ogreman. The heck? The Ogreman is the thing in Resident Evil 6, right? Yeah. Yep. Against U3, also known as It. Ogreman's just gonna stomp on it, maybe. 10 Novistadors versus 5 Bandersnatches. I think the Bandersnatches are gonna win because they sort of have a distance advantage. Okay, so Menu, you're talking about the secret reports, the two of which I somehow don't have unlocked, number 1 and number 5. So there is a secret to getting those two as well, because all the FAQs I've looked up, they're saying the 5 jewels you collect correspond to each report. But obviously not, because I don't have 1 or 5. So yeah, if you know how to get numbers 1 and 5, let me know, and I'll make sure to incorporate it into my full play. Because I gotta get all of the secret reports if it's gonna be a good full play. Alright, Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I can unlock characters from normal mode and Rebirth multiplayer in the Master of Knifing. Okay. I'll do all the research I have to in order to make a good full play out of it. Screw Rebecca, or finally get the chance to screw Ada. But Ada has had unprotected sex with numerous others, leaving you vulnerable to STDs, and she doesn't want me using protection either. If that's the case, Ada's become a slut, and I'm no longer interested in her, so I'll take Rebecca. Because I don't want a slut for a girlfriend. Iluzuja. Wait, what? Iluzija versus Yon. What the hell is the Iluzija? Yeah, I have Google Images brought up. Oh, that's the snake. Well, it's the camouflage snake. It's like one of the enemies I actually never memorized the name for. But anyway. I think the Iluzija is going to win because of its camouflage ability. When was the last time I climbed a tree? Maybe a little more than a year ago. All of my horde of subscribers I have as napheads, including yourself, or 8 Orgrimmon. Well, if the entirety of my subscriber base versus anything is going to win, no matter what they are, even if you're all little, those little slug things, over 6,000 of them would completely cover an Ogremon. What do I wish I knew more about? I wish I knew more about the universe. That's what I wish I knew more about. Okay, so yeah, I'm already falling behind. I have to use the YouTube page, which is fine. That means it's a good Q&A. Alright. Hey, Blackbird Brandy. Blackbird Brandy. Most and least favorite of the live-action films. Okay, so my most favorite is Apocalypse, number 2. My least favorite is probably... I'm going to say Extinction, number 3. Okay, so Prototype and Nemesis and Tyrant versus the final Resident Evil 7 boss, Eve. Think they can take her on. In Revelations 1, what is my most favorite weapon, including legendary weapons in Revelations 1 for each weapon categories? Okay, so in each of the categories, which is my favorite weapon? That's a good one. My favorite handgun is the PC-356. My favorite shotgun is the Benelli M3. My favorite sniper rifle... My favorite sniper rifle is the semi-automatic. My favorite submachine gun is the MP5. My favorite assault rifle is the G36. Actually, no. I think the AUG is more of a favorite. My favorite Magnum is the Pale Rider. And favorite explosive weapon, obviously, the Infinite Rocket Launcher. Did I miss a category? What could I give a 40-minute presentation on with absolutely no preparation? My history with the Resident Evil series. What's my dream car? A Ferrari F50. Do I know the release date of Resident Evil 2 Remake? No. What's worth... Jesus. Okay, what's worth spending more to get the best? What's worth spending more on to get the best? Car parts? KMF, a barrel of toxic waste, a blender that always remains on, and a pile of broken glass. I never said KMFs couldn't include inanimate objects. No, but I could make that role if you keep making stupid ones. Well, not doing anything with that blender, that's... You know what? That's just retarded. I'm not doing that. What do I hope never changes? Myself. Thoughts on Resident Evil 8 prominently featuring dual wielding? Prominently, I'm not so sure about that. That would definitely be more of a shooter. What would happen if Ada Wong joined FOS and helped Leon for next Resident Evil game? They might actually hook up. And Rebirth mode has more puzzles and first-person knifing, and if you're playing Josh, you can use the flamethrower. Yeah. I've checked and the records are unlocked by the random messages you can check. Such as one that read library in stage 4. Huh. Oh. Got it. Okay, so I'd need to just... That gives me a reason to go back into arcade mode. Okay. I'm probably not going to put... Well, if that's the case... Thing is, I will obviously go into arcade mode and unlock those other 2 reports, but the process of unlocking them, I really don't know if I want to make whole videos for that. But then someone could argue, well, we need to see those messages too. So I'm like, God damn it. I think I'll just put it in the bonus video. Okay. Play Resident Evil 1 or play the demo 3 times. But every time I play the actual Resident Evil 1, its nemesis starts over for every gunshot you shoot over and over. I'd rather just simply play Resident Evil 1. What movie title best describes my life? Sure. Inception. I don't know. What is the luckiest thing that has happened to me? I'd rather not share that. Suddenly become an Asian girl, a black girl. Okay, Wyatt, you put some spaces between your questions, man. When you have 4 in a row, you are hogging. Just saying. And then you get mad at that other guy for asking all those weapon questions. Well, look at the mirror. Suddenly... But anyway, Asian, black girl, or Hispanic girl for life. Out of those options, I'll go for the Asian. Okay, because this is my 20th, can it be an hour and a half? No. That's reserved for the 25th. Icing final form versus that one girl from Resident Evil 5 final form. You know, the Ouroboros one with the jiggly you-know-whats. You mean Excella? The hell's the icing, though? I don't know what the icing is, and Google's not giving me a result. If legendary weapons in Revelation series were available in campaign, would I use them more than regular weapons? Just the Pale Rider, really. I don't fancy the High Roller, the Muramasa, or the Drake, really. KMF, Asian supermodel, white supermodel, black supermodel, all female. That's more like it. Well, I'd kill the white supermodel. I'd marry the Asian supermodel, and I would screw the black supermodel. You're gonna be honest, though Nemesis is scary as hell, he is badass. Yes, he is. What question would I most like to know the answer to? What is the meaning of life? why are we here? Those unanswerable questions. Unanswerable questions. As the only human left on Earth, what would I do? I would screw as many organisms on Earth as I possibly could to see if one of them would fertilize. Oh my god. What's my opinion about Resident Evil Gun Survivor 2? Well, in the few times I've played it now, I do not like it that much. It's definitely in my list of top least favorite Resident Evil games. It's not as bad, in my opinion, it's borderlining Gaiden, is basically what I'm saying, which is my third least favorite, so I guess you could say Survivor 2 is now my fourth least favorite Resident Evil game. I don't know, but it may be too early to make a good judgment call because I haven't even played through dungeon mode yet. So, what do I want my gravestone to say? Living life without conflict. Resident Evil Deadly Silence Wesker has an outfit from Code Veronica, but short sleeve. Interesting. Wolf Gaming, I am about 10 to 11 games away from Deadly Silence, so these details are kind of pointless, just saying. Can my 25th be 2 hours long? I don't think I'm going to go that far. It's just going to be an hour and a half like number 10 was. Why do you want such a long stream, Wyatt? Do you understand that my throat has limitations? If I have superpower, what would I do? The ability to read minds. Oh, Irving. Okay. So it's Irving versus... Dang it, what was the... Oh, Irving... Final Irving versus Final Excella. Okay. Excella's gonna win. Alexia First Form versus Mutated Krauser. Alexia First Form, huh? So just her half plant, half human with the ability to just spit fire. Whilst walking on 2 legs. I don't know. I think Krauser could actually take her on. Would I ever return to Twitch streaming in some capacity? I don't know. Because I've only been on there a few times, but every time I did stream, like, I would either get no viewers at all, or I would max out at only 2. It's just like, I built my YouTube channel from scratch, so now I have having 6,000 subs now, it's easy to access an audience now. Twitch, I would have to build it from the ground up again, and I am already obligated to YouTube, so I have obligation issues, and I don't want to make another obligation in life. Not that way, anyway. You saw a girl wearing an Umbrella Corps t-shirt. Ugh. Well, if I ever saw a girl wearing anything that's Resident Evil, even if it was of Umbrella Corps, I would still say hi. If I could make one rule that everyone had to follow, what rule would I make? Get along. What is one of my favorite smells? The smell The smell of an exhaust pipe. Like, seriously, no joke. Especially if it's an old 1970s Ford truck or something. Carburetor. Oh my gosh. Okay, so... Why do I think Hydra Shotgun become lack of firepower after Resident Evil 5? It just proves itself. It... Like, if you compare them all, it's not too hard to see just the lack of... Like, Resident Evil 5's Hydra just has spectacular, like, recoil and blowback that the firepower is clearly shown, while in all the rest of them it's toned down, it seems. What would I do if I knew I was going to die in 1 hour? I'll contact all of my family members and all my friends and say goodbye. What is something that my friends would consider so me? What up at Shankster94? Are you talking about real life friends, huh? Like friends I've physically hung out with and stuff? So me. Being silent a lot. Or trying to use big words when half the time I may not even know the meaning. What's something I am self-conscious about? My organization. Who is my favorite subscriber in this Q&A? Not gonna be biased, so I'm not gonna choose. What did I think of the new It movie? I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. You're looking forward to get remake. Oh yeah, remake is after Survivor 2. Oh my god. I know. Yeah, Manu Castilla and I mean Marat Balamza, if you see this Q&A in any way, you and Manu Castilla will be the ones I'll be looking at for that playthrough. Blackbird Brandy, have I played Destiny 2? No. I never played Destiny 1. And of course, further down the list, Manu Castilla kind of answered for me. Well, I guess Blackbird Brandy owes you an Xbox. Okay. So, what do I hope my last words would be? I see the light. If I were put into solitary confinement for 6 months, what would I do to stay sane? Go to my happy place. What's the title of the current chapter of my life? Changes. Which melee weapon is more useful? Chris's combat knife in Resident Evil 6 or Claire's short sword in Rev 2? Claire's short sword. Bonus video in Resident Evil 4 will not be QTE fails, Wolf Gaming. That would be better fit for a death montage. Queen Leech versus Salazar. Salazar is going to win. 100 detached spider plagas versus 3 nemesises. Those things aren't too strong. I feel like 3 nemesises might just be able to beat them all. Game of Thrones Season 8 predictions. Don't know, because sadly enough, I do not watch that show. What mistake do I keep making again and again? thinking that YouTube's gonna ever be good again. What do people think is weird about me? How my normal looking face looks like I'm pissed off? But I think it's weird that they think that. So I don't know if that's a good answer. Alright. If I could make a 20-second phone call to myself at any point in my life, present, future. What? Oh, a 20-second phone call to myself at any point in my life, present or future. When would I call and what would I say? These are getting interesting. I would call my 45-year-old self and say, how did I do? Be rich or be wealthy? Okay, obviously there's a difference. I feel like rich just means you just instantly is more instant, while wealthy is like over a longer period of time. So I'd say wealthy. Okay, would I rather get my laptop stolen or get a virus I can't fix? And about the Xbox, I'll settle for a gift card. Well, it depends on the virus. If it's little and isn't too threatening, obviously I'll take the virus. If it's like a Trojan horse and it's like gonna absolutely screw over my life, I think I'd just rather get my laptop stolen. Batman versus Iron Man. Or Iron Man. Resident Evil Remake. Chris has a street out if you beat the game 2 times. Okay. PlayStation versus Xbox. I'm completely half and half on that because 2 generations I did the PlayStation and then another 2 generations I did Xbox, so it's perfectly equal for me right now. What was the most emotional cutscene I've ever watched in modern Resident Evil games? Well, if you count Resident Evil 4 as modern, then Lewis dying was a pretty sad one. Or watching the flashbacks in Resident Evil 7. Like the final, like when you're back at the guest house and watching the whole Mia sequence again, but in her perspective. Okay, what would I say is my biggest personality flaw? It's probably just I am slightly shy. I'm not the best at socialism, or socializing, so just not knowing what to say off the top. Real important question. What should you eat for breakfast? Something with sausage. Make a breakfast burrito with sausage. What was my most memorable death of a character? Example, Lewis from Resident Evil 4 or Steve, and what was my most memorable boss kill? So most memorable death of a character, yeah, was... Yeah, most memorable death of a character was Lewis from Resident Evil 4. My most memorable boss kill... was destroying Nosferatu for the first time with a sniper rifle. Jesus. Be dumb or be stupid. Well, dumb's just a person lacking mental power, while stupid is a person below normal intelligence, so I guess I'd just rather be dumb. Because I can be intelligent, just not have the power to process it. If I could have a video of any one event in my life, which event would I choose? Right now, getting my promotion at my current job. What? No. No. Actually, I got a better answer. When I got my my biggest scar on my forehead right here. I was 3 years old, so I don't remember it clearly. What lie do I tell the most often? Why would I tell you? What am I afraid? What am I afraid people see when they look at me? I'm not afraid at all. I don't care what people think of me. What's the color of my toothbrush? What? You're clearly pasting or something, because that's like 6 questions in a row. You need to take it easy. Victor. Am I one of the Resident Evil channels that Capcom actually gives minor bits of them? No. I'm nowhere near that level of popular. 6,000 subscribers? No. I don't think Capcom has noticed me yet. I don't think a lot of the more popular YouTube community has noticed me. It would really be nice. The #1 YouTuber I would really love if he found my channel somehow is Alpha Omega Sin. Anyway, the person I would never want to meet. My arch rival on my Skate 2 channel. If I were a tree, what tree would I be? Evergreen. Bright room or dark room? Dark room. Hi, DXRex77. Too personal, Wyatt. And that's also too personal. How would I react if they shed some light on Billy Cohen after Resident Evil 0, only to find out that he was found and executed? That would piss me off so much, but at least we got some closure. What game am I playing next? Remake. Noah Washington. Someone probably already answered that for all I know. Hey, did I catch up finally? Yes. 2. How would I react if Donald Trump was in the Q&A and I started talking shit about him? I wouldn't care. Last furry thing I touched? My cat. What extra weapons would I want to see and use in Resident Evil 7? And of course it will be in each weapon category. So they should bring back the Beretta M92F for a handgun. They should bring back the M3 for a shotgun. They should bring back an MP5 for a machine gun. They should bring back the Colt Python for a Magnum. Am I missing something? They should bring back an AK-47 or 74 for an assault rifle. They should bring back the RPG-7 rocket launcher for a rocket launcher. And they should bring back the what is it? M37 or a 39 grenade launcher? I forgot what the number was. Or M29? I'm getting a bunch of weapon names mixed. M32. Would that be right? Oh, M79. You just said it right there. Jesus. Yeah, M79. Okay. Whoa, Alright, 2 Ustanaks or 2 Nemesis plus 3 Hunter Betas. Well, the 2 Nemesis and 3 Hunter Betas are taking down the Ustanaks. Do I have any kind of irrational fear, and if so, which one is it? My acrophobia? Fear of heights? Favorite age I've been so far? 21. Where's Jesus X11? He's still around. I still have him as a friend on Xbox Live, but I haven't communicated with him like in over a year. Yeah, my connections are just not nearly the same as 5 years ago. Which grenade launcher is my favorite? M79 is yours in Resident Evil 2. Yeah, it's either that or the bazooka in Resident Evil 1. What did I think of Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica? Resident Evil 0 is a nice prequel to the series, and Code Veronica is really nice for the very first non-numbered main title. Have I ever played Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile? No. I've never played any Fire Emblem game, period. What is my current desktop picture? It's a picture of a galaxy. Who is my... it's just someone who went by Hoodstar, and his problem was he was jealous that I was claiming the top score on certain stages in Skate 2. It's so in the past right now, though. I don't like to think about it. I press a button that will make any one person explode. Who would I blow up? I have to choose. Freaking Kim Jong-un. I don't know. What do you mean by consistent content, Victor? If you mean like upload a lot more frequently than I do, that's just not going to happen with my life schedule. I can flip a switch that will wipe any band or musical artist off the earth. Who is it? I have to choose. Musical artist, huh? Rebecca Black. Least favorite video game console that I have owned? The Game Boy Advance SP. And now, if you don't count that because it's handheld, fine. Then it would be the original Nintendo Entertainment System, but I liked that thing, so I can't really choose. Okay, one night I wake up because I heard a noise. I turn on the light and find that I am surrounded by mummies. The mummies aren't doing anything, just standing around my bed. What did I do? Yeah, I would initially start yelling like crazy, and then I would investigate. What do I dislike but have no good reason for disliking? People with impatience. Least favorite piece of clothing I've ever owned. You don't need to know that. Probably not, but have I played any Super Smash Brothers game? I actually have. I own Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I've played the newer one on the Wii U. Okay, why? You're clearly running out of questions. I think you need to take a break, bro. Max Park, maybe the M500. Although it is my favorite Magnum, the Colt Python may stand out more as a classic weapon. Because the M500 didn't become a thing until, I think not until at least Resident Evil 4. Plastic plates, spoons, etc. were the real thing. The real thing. What's my favorite school subject? Okay. That would be... It's really close between history and science. Honestly, history I probably got a bigger kick out of. Be Kim Jong-un's right-hand man or Trump's right-hand man? Ugh. Well, if it came down to those two, shit, I would probably be actually Kim Jong-un's right hand. Okay, KMF, Rebecca Black, Kylie Jenner, or Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Killing Rebecca Black, well, screw Kylie Jenner, and I'll marry Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. What, Whiteley? Obviously, I'm getting tired. 16 minutes to go. Dr. Pepper or Pib? Dr. Pepper. 12-hour clock? Yeah. I agree to an extent, Milk Drinker. 12-hour clock or 24-hour? I prefer the 12-hour. Oh. And that's the end of the line right now. 11 concurrent viewers right now. Analog or digital? When it comes to time, digital. Yeah. Hyped for Not a Hero? Yep, absolutely. Yes or no to daylight savings? No, because you lose an hour of sleep when we go into it. Oh, I see. So, sort of, yeah. I will return to single elements within the franchise, Victor. And after much consideration, for a while now, my next choice has been deaths. Like all deaths. Be able to always consciously control my dreams and remember them in great detail, or be able to remember my entire lifespan all the way up until death. Well, what's the point of remembering when I'm dead? So I think I would rather consciously control my dreams. And remembering them in great detail, you can go far with that. Have I played any Silent Hill games? No. If Trump would screw up, what could possibly happen? He'll get impeached, first of all. He might put the U.S. into oblivion and more. How would I feel if a close relative went full-on insane psycho and remained that way forever? I would just have to deal with him. Have I ever gotten mad with a customer service representative on the phone? Luckily, not yet. Live through nuclear war, or all ice in the world melting, which would lead to massive flooding? I think the massive flooding would be more acceptable to society due to the fact that it's nature and not man-driven. Mary Ashley or Rebecca Black? All of a sudden we get Rebecca Black because I bring her up. Think I'd rather go with Rebecca Black for that winner. Do I love Slurpees? If so, what's my favorite? Yeah, and if you count Icies as Slurpees, then I love Cherry Icy. Hunter versus a monk with Centipede Plaga. Hunter's gonna win. David Silva, I'm doing good, thank you. Eat a cup of dirt. Come on. I think you've actually asked that before, Wyatt. Or something very similar, so I don't have to answer that. Electroshock. You're new here, and it's been like 5 years since the last video you've watched of mine, specifically. Well, if that's the case, welcome back. I have changed my channel, or my content is slightly changed since you've last been here. I've gone into regularly playing the games now. Resident Evil 7 new DLC, The End of Zoe, is coming on 12/12/17. True that. I've seen the trailer, Wolf. I know you know this is a taboo topic, but what are my thoughts on relationships within family members? I'm against it, because that could lead to like birth defects and whatnot. There's like nothing good comes out of that. Reaction, if we were stuck in Resident Evil 4's village scene and you ran away and left me, then you're never gonna be in my Q&As again. Alright, 10 minutes. I got 12 concurrent viewers now. Do I feel upset when Clancy Jarvis died? A little bit, because cameraman hits home a little bit. I like operating cameras a little bit. Ashley with Stryker fully unupgraded versus Ustanak. She'll win. Krauser versus Jill. Jill's gonna win. So yeah, now that arcade mode is fully uploaded, we'll definitely be getting into dungeon mode coming up soon. Probably within a week, maybe 2. Just that's how bad my consistency can be. Did I see the last Resident Evil movie, the live action and computer graphics? Yeah, so the final chapter, live action, yes, I have seen. It's a pretty good ending for the series. The CGI movie, Vendetta, no. It's a question I've been receiving the last like 6 or 7 Q&As, and I'm getting tired of it. My own fault, granted, but seriously. Leon versus Chris. They're too equal. It's going to be a draw. Have I listened to the alternate playthrough of Krauser's Darkside Chronicles scenario where I can hear his inner monologue? It's honestly kind of disturbing. No, I didn't even know about it. I don't know that much about Darkside Chronicles. I've only gone through the majority of it once. Do I agree that Ethan Winters felt like an empty character, more of an empty character and more like an avatar? Kind of, sort of, the fact that they never show his face. Alright, Max Park, have a good night. Ethan versus 3 hunters. He's gonna die. He has no experience with hunters. It's going out of focus. Okay. Hunk versus Krauser. I think Hunk's gonna win, actually. Get into an argument with an empty bar, in an empty bar, with a drunken Chris, or pick a fight with superhuman Albert Wesker base form. I think I'll take Chris on drunk. Watch an Ethan and Zoe sex scene or a Nemesis Bella sister sex scene. Ooh. I'll go with the latter, because that would just be it's probably an already thought of idea of some sort somewhere. Hunk versus Tofu. Tofu has a lot more health than Hunk, and essentially is Hunk in a way, so I think Tofu's gonna win. Alright, 7 minutes. Get kicked in the stomach by Chris or punched in the throat by Leon. I like how you completely switch their styles, like when Chris is normally a puncher and Leon is a kicker. But I think I would rather get punched in the throat by Leon. Alright, this is kind of a sad topic. Everyone here is talking about old school Resident Evils and nothing else. Not even games that you may play like Rocket League or GTA or Fallout. Well, Electroshock, that is because hardcore Resident Evil fans may have been with the series since the original tank-controlled versions back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and quite frankly, there's no one has to like the modern ones. But yeah, like you said, this is a Resident Evil based channel, so that's kind of what I expect to be talked about. But then again, this is also a Q&A to me personally, so we could talk about whatever we want as long as it doesn't start delving into my personal life. Alright, Hunk versus Indesu. Well, spell it with an S, unless that's actually a different enemy. What the hell is Index? I think Hunk's still gonna win, though. The Indesu versus 50 Hunters, on the other hand, I think the Hunters are also gonna win. My favorite GTA game is number 4. 43 standard zombies versus 9 Iron Maidens. I think the Iron Maidens are going to win. Number one thing I ponder about the most in life. What am I going to do now? I'm always thinking about the present, not the future. You sold your vacuum, it was just collecting dust. Save the world or save myself? Saving the world. Ashley versus Hunk. Hunk's gonna win. No contest. Four minutes. Hunnigan versus Ashley. Hunnigan's gonna win. Almost anything versus Ashley is gonna win unless you start putting it in perspective. Ada versus Jill. Oh, Jill might actually win that one. But she does have the advantage of the T-Virus. Leon and Chris, unarmed and unprotected versus 25 Crimson Heads. Crimson Heads are gonna kill them, unfortunately. They need their weapons. Ashley versus Thin Air? Okay, well... my point exactly. 3 minutes. Jill versus Krauser and Wesker. Jill versus Krauser and Wesker. She's gonna lose. Ashley versus Young Sherry. Well, Young Sherry is not nearly as annoying as Ashley, but can almost be equally as useless. So, Ashley does have more of an advantage due to her age and her annoyance. So, I think Ashley's going to actually win that one. Jill versus Leon and Rebecca. Like how everyone's just throwing who versus who now because you run out of questions. But anyway, Jill versus any two characters is going to probably be overpowered. But now watch, you're just going to turn it around and say Jill versus two very weak characters and just prove a point. So just do it because I know you're going to do it. Soda or juice? Juice. Young Sherry versus young Nathan Drake. Yeah, LOL. Just me versus evil me. Evil me is probably gonna win. It's been a while since you've heard of any new good Resident Evil games. Besides Resident Evil 7, that's already a good game. Has there been any news of a new Resident Evil games? Remake 2, specifically. Water or milk? Milk, unfortunately. Will I watch the new Saw movie? One day, maybe so. I've seen all of them up until 5. If I were stopped by the cops while driving drunk, not saying I would, what would I say to try to get out of it? I would just do everything they told me as best as I can, actually. Tap or bottled water? Bottled. Alright, final questions, people. We're less than a minute away. In fact, we're mere seconds away. And that is the timer going off. So, okay, Wyatt. Hunter versus me. I think the Hunter's just going to go ahead and slice my head off. Alright, I'm going to end it right there, folks. So, I hope you enjoyed that Q&A. That was a nice, good one. I was behind for a while, but eventually caught up. So, that's like average, I would say. Alrighty, so since it's going to... Thank you, Manu. That is a really good point, actually. I mean, this was starting to get pretty dull, I will admit. So, yeah, Wyatt, I don't know if a 2-hour would be good, but anyway, we'll see in the future. Alright, guys, this is Shankster94, aka TheGamerShankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow these links. Preferably that one. It's up to you. It's just YouTube's YouTube's going to shit with the adpocalypse and whatnot. So I'm not getting paid by YouTube anymore. So if you're feeling generous, you could always check out my Patreon. But once again, it's voluntary. I'm not going to force you guys to. Alright, peace out. I'll see you guys in the next Q&A. And, of course, more content. Survivor 2, specifically. Alright, good night. Or good morning.